So after stopping the war demonstration where several of the indigenous people were killed and others wounded, Bartolome decided to talk privately with Beecho and ANACAONA. He took the time to explain to them, basically, and we can assume that he had indigenous interpreters with him, that the whole purpose of what they were doing was to get tribute. He told them that the main person in charge was actually his brother, Colón, Cristobal Colón, and that he was basically there as his representative. He explained that his brother had been sent by the great kings of Castile, who had many kingdoms and people under their empire, and that Colón had returned to Spain to just let the kings know that he had managed to get several great kings from the island to begin the tribute system, and that Colón then had sent him, Bartolome, to do the same with them, to start a tribute system with things that they could give in tribute. He had also told him that Guarionex, Guacanagari, several of the other caciques of El Cibao were already giving tribute in gold. But as Bartolome recounts the tale, this alarmed Behecho. And he said, how can I give you gold when we don't even have that in my territory, one? And two, my people don't even know what gold is. And supposedly Bartolome tried to calm him and said, no, we don't want you to pay tribute in anything that your land doesn't already have. We want you to pay tribute in things that you know you can pay. And Bartolome records the response of Bartolome Colón, and he says, sabemos que abundáis, que es mucho algodón y pan casabe. Queremos que tributéis de lo que más en esta tierra hubiese, pero no de lo que no hay. And supposedly Becho got excited and happy. He was like, oh, is that what you want? No worries. Ask as much as you want. I will give you everything until you don't want any more. He quickly sent messengers all over his province and told the other caciques under him to start planting. They needed lots of cotton, they needed lots of cassave, they needed lots of everything, because all of those items had to be sent to the king and queen of Castile. Bartolome de las Casas uses this story to kind of demonstrate how wonderful, or better said, what kind of person Beecho was. Because he states he could have killed them. He could have just killed all of them right there in his yucayeque. There were more than enough people to take them all down. They were even given iguanas to eat. The iguana, which is a Taino word, was reserved only for the nobles in indigenous society. And Bartolome Colón and his men were offered iguana, the biggest delicacy for the Tainos. Only about 6 or 7 months later, in 1497, Beecho and ANACAONA sent out messengers to Bartolome in La Isabela and told him, you better come get your tribute. Bartolome Colón was very surprised that they had been able to plant the cotton, harvest it, and then get it ready. So he wanted to go see it himself. He said, okay, no worries. I'm going myself to make sure that you have the tribute. So he gets to Jaragua again, and he is received by ANACAONA and about 32 other caciques. And Beecho, of course, was present. And this is what Bartolome de las Casas says was given in tribute. He says, mandado traer muchas cargas de algodón en pelo y la con su presente de muchas utías, que eran los conejos de esta isla, y mucho pescado, todo asado, lo cual todo, cada uno le presentó, so each cacique presenting, de que se hinchió de algodón, digo, una grande casa. Dióles a todos los señores muchas gracias, y al rey Beecho y a la señora su hermana, muchas más y más grandes, mostrando señales de grande agradecimiento, como era razón dárselas, ofreciéndose a traerle tanto pan casabi que hinchiese otra casa y casa. So they offered to make even more casabe to fill another house. In other words, this kingdom was very different than the other kingdoms of the island. They were very well organized. They respected each other on a different level than we've seen with the other caciques. Bartolome Colon ended up having to send for 2 ships from La Isabela to Jaragua by sea in order to be able to transport all of this produce that Jaragua had given him. And it said that the men in La Isabela were so overcome with joy to see these 2 ships full of produce, full of food, full of supplies that they desperately needed because they were starving.